I'm going to pee my pants. We've got to get this recorded. Megan, turn it off. I'm gonna pee my. We have. Damn, your dogs are cold.
My diary.
Oh God.
You want to lick my fucking nards, dude?
You don't. Oh my God, I am Nick. I talk about my little everything, just like he does.
I want to be a big dick boy.
I want to be a big dick boy.
3. I'm starting, bitch. 3, 2, 1.
Bucking. Whoa. Bucking.
Like a mechanical bull. Bucking. Whoa. All right, that's too much.
The money is pulled. Look at that horse.
Look at that horse.
Look at that horse. Look at that horse.
Pretty as hell on that road. That ain't no farce.
You killed that. I forgot it.
Hey, pals, buds, and lovelies. Welcome back to Mooning and Musing with
Megan
and Hannah.
Woohoo!
I'm a little
We're back.
constipated.
Yeah.
I just
She's
want to
been
let you
looking
guys
pretty
know.
sad about that all day. So
Yeah, I wanted you guys to know if you don't feel a certain energy from me,
because she's full of
because I'm pretty
shit.
clogged. So I just wanted to let everybody know before we got started.
So how about them Grammys? Y'all
Yeah,
know
okay.
we were watching the Grammys.
So I, in like recent times too, like it's just been getting like freakier and freakier watching stuff like that, because of just like it feels very like Capital from Hunger Games, you know, like watching people show up on the like how they look, what they're doing, like the lives that they're living that we just cannot even like
fathom.
yeah and wrap our heads around. But I will say the Grammys is like it was super enjoyable this year, so. I cried like so many times from the speeches.
You did.
Fucking
Every time I looked at Hannah, it was like that Snapchat filter with the fake crying.
yeah.
But there was
It was
real
just
tears.
so emotional. It was so sweet. I loved it.
It was good. It was they really did a good job celebrating Black people at this Grammys, which they're notoriously bad at. So love that for them.
Notoriously.
Yeah. But like it was like almost half of everything was Black people,
Yeah.
which it should be like that because Black people contribute so much to art. Like that's like such a huge thing
Yeah.
that Black people contribute to. They influence everything. That was a big theme this year because Cowboy Carter won Album of the Year.
Cowboy Carter won
After-
Album of the Year.
Beyonce not getting it for Lemonade. She should like. I could see an argument for like some of the albums not getting it. Lemonade, Album of the Year. That album was crazy.
Still is crazy.
That album is still ridiculously good.
Yeah. I do love that album.
Daddy Lessons off of that was her first like that I know of like dip into doing country music.
Mhm. It's a good
And
fucking
she
song.
full fucking sent it. That song is phenomenal, by the way. That song is so good. If you've never heard Daddy Lessons featuring the Chicks too,
Yeah.
specifically. A lot of people don't know about that one. Check that one out. I'll put it actually on our
Playlist that you guys all listen to.
Yeah, it has 3 saves. So there's one other person on there that's not us.
I'm
Love
betting
that.
it's your sister.
Actually, am I counted as one of the saves? Because I made the playlist to
feel
begin
like
with. So maybe there's 2 of y'all.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. Point is, shout out to y'all, 1 or 2, whoever you are.
Probably Emily. And if it isn't, what the fuck?
Yeah, if it isn't, what the fuck? Also, your siblings. What the hell? You guys. I know all of you guys watch it, so. But I was also gonna say, at the Grammys, it was really like, with the current political climate, I was telling Hannah the other day, I don't want to be like this at all. I would not be. If I could trust our government to take care of me, I would not give a shit about any of this.
A lot of the political stuff, yeah.
I hate that y'all made me be this person that is like I was walking out of my job and I was like, today I'm glad this is a private company. And then I was like, this
Fuck
is shit
you for making me say
never
that. Yeah.
wanted to think or say.
Yeah.
Shit I never wanted to think or say. Like, I hate that I have to distrust everything and think about all this shit. But at the Grammys, they did such a good job of not making it seem like everything was cool.
Oh, that was so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doechii talking directly to
my
Black women.
God.
Her performance, by the
Guys,
way.
guys,
Is it she, her for Doechii?
Yeah. Winning the third woman now to win that category. And then with the album that she won it with, that album is so fucking good. Alligator Bites Never Heal. Like that. Oh. And then her fucking like, we were like getting really pumped up with some of the performances that were coming out. And we were like, wow, this one's good, this one. And then she came out and it like
killed
entertainer. Like she had me focused the entire time on what she was doing. That was
in every way too. Like good. She was breaking ground. She's doing stuff I've never seen anyone do before. The breath control.
She's fucking
like
insane.
The live performing, like just like the
and she sounded
while doing that type of dancing. Crazy.
Yeah, and then her acceptance speech was super fucking touching and moving, and she looked directly at that fucking camera.
She said what she said, and because she was saying what she was fucking saying. She did that. Lady Gaga bringing up trans and queer people in her acceptance speech, which she stood on business with the queer community for her entire career. Yeah, I love that. Also, her voice in California Dreamin' with
performance with Bruno Mars.
Oh my god,
I also cried during that one. That was beautiful.
And her she did her 70s aesthetic in the aesthetic of the album that's coming out, which I'm super super pumped about.
It looks like you. Oh, what is that? I don't have good eyesight. What does that say?
It's top recording. We have 2 cameras going right now, so we'll deal with that next episode. We got a new camera, by the way, so now I'm switching to this camera because I thought we were going to be filming on that one. But moving along, Chappell too. Chappell. Do you want to say anything about Chappell? Because I actually have a lot to say about Chappell. So I don't know if you wanted me to go first or if you wanted to say something.
Well, I'll let you say all your lot and I'll just add on to it.
Well, now it's not going to seem like it's that much. But anyways, I'm just so impressed by the way that she has handled fame. Truly. Like, I cannot...
Specifically hers.
I don't know if you saw this interview, but they asked her how she has the confidence that she has at such a young age, and she said she thinks it's walkaway power. Like she said she's been at it for 11 years, and at this point, if she has to walk away because it gets too heavy for her, she will. And I think there's a lot of power in that because you can see she walked up on that stage and set down her Grammy on the ground
to flip her pages in her journal to say what she needed to fucking say, and too. she didn't need to say those words. That was very sorry.
You're good. I was letting you finish your thought, though. Did you finish it?
Yeah, pretty much.
She set down a Grammy to read from her diary, which I think there's something poetic about that in and of itself, where she was kind of placing herself above these institutions. And then what she said had to do with making sure people had healthcare, specifically artists, but there's a big, obviously, discussion around healthcare right now. So I think that was really powerful for her to, in her genre that she lives in, to speak up for the little man.
Yeah. Because
I'd never thought about that before, actually. I really hadn't. I think about healthcare a lot, but I had never considered how small artists, because it is difficult being a creative in this world because it's such an undervalued thing to do.
It's not looked at as a profession and career until you're
something actually
the biggest fucking
useful
name ever or something. And that's just not accurate. Not everybody gets to that status.
Yeah. And that also gives a really disproportionate amount of power to people that have a lot of money. Because if that's the main people that is making art and we're consuming that art, you need to see that from everywhere in the, I'm going to talk on a small scale, the United States, voices from every part of the country need to be heard. And it's we're mainly hearing from California, New York, those type of places. And that lived experience is not the same at all. It's not.
It's not.
It's
even
so
in
different.
Doechii's acceptance speech, she was talking about Tampa, Florida. Yeah. And she was the creatives coming out of that city alone. And it's she's probably right. And
yep.
And that's a bigger city compared to some that probably have.
Tampa's still a heard of city. We're coming at you hot from Louisville, Kentucky. I love Louisville too. But also the fact that it came from Chappell, who is so openly, she's a lesbian drag queen. You know what I'm saying? It's always marginalized women coming forward and doing the work like that, I feel like. And you'll notice that a lot of the people that spoke out, Gaga, Chappell, Doechii, women.
Oh, and fucking Alicia Keys,
yes, forgot about her.
I forgot the award it was, but it was a big award. She got the Grammy was this
for
all
civil
black,
service,
sparkle. It was fucking cool, but she her speech was so moving and just was giving you the hope that you needed type thing to keep moving. That one, so fucking good.
I also she said so many words too. Like, she spoke for so long and was so like, everything she said seemed so well thought out. And I'm sure she rehearsed and knew that was coming. But I was still so impressed by that. Like, I loved the Grammys this year. And I was so fucking glad. Beyonce, we just talked in the last episode about Cowboy Carter. I'm so glad it got Album of the Year. It was... the cultural impact of Cowboy Carter will be felt for years. Like, it 100% deserved Album of the Year. Completely. There was no other album that had the same cultural impact. Yeah, we were talking about, to win Album of the Year, what is the album supposed to do? It is supposed to impact culture.
Oh my god, I can't get that word out. But yeah, and looking at all the contenders that she was up against, there are some amazing fucking albums, and I loved.
Yeah,
like, but what she did, the meaning behind it, everything,
what she overcame with that album too, with the racism from the CMAs with Daddy Lessons, which was, again, phenomenal fucking song.
Yeah.
The way she elevated other marginalized artists. Crazy.
Opening up doors.
Yeah. Loved it. I'm so glad. Like, I was so happy to see her get Album of the Year. And country album. Her being... Couldn't even believe it. Couldn't believe it. And neither could I, honestly. I expected them to be so racist about that. Like, I felt like she definitely deserved it. But I just expect... The Grammys are notoriously racist. So, like, I saw that happen, and I was like, we're on the up and up. At least somewhere, we're on the up and up. So, you know, there's hope in the world. Anyway. Yeah. Second place, I think, like, cultural impact probably would be Chappell. She really did bring, like, the sapphics up this year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's
into mainstream culture.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Good Luck Babe really just, like, not only the album, but that single really just...
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
And she's not the first, like, queer artist to go mainstream like that, but, like, that album was so unapologetically queer.
Yeah. Yeah. She's out there.
Yeah. Billy's too, but it wasn't discussed as much with Billy.
I fucking loved Billy's album. That's not to say that, like...
Billy's album was so good.
And oh my god, that album was so fucking phenomenal.
Impact that Cowboy Carter did, though.
That's what we're talking about, impact. Yeah. Yeah. And we're not basing it off of, like, streams and, like you said, and all of that. It's the lives that it's impacted.
Yeah.
I loved Billy's album. Still love Billy's album.
Beyonce's was just such a body of work, though. And, like, and
I can't wait to see.
We can talk about this ad nauseum.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see the work that Billy will still continue to come out with. Like, that's going to be forever changed. Like, I mean, she'll probably do one even better than the album that we just had, which is going to be insane.
She's going to pop out with her 1989. That was a turning point for Taylor, was it not? I think she's going to take this and be like, I am going to
zone in. Yeah.
See what she can do. All right. On today's episode, we wanted to kind of do, like, a more personal one and ask questions towards each other and just kind of discuss. So that's what we're doing today.
I'm going to start out with one of my questions first.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, Megan. What's your favorite thing to do with your friends during playtime?
You know what I really miss doing together? First of all, I really love rolling around on wheels with y'all. None of these things we haven't played in a while. Whenever we get a new thing that we're into.
It's fun when it's a group thing you're into, you know?
Right now, we're all currently kind of doing piano. So that's been fun. Have you been on your piano shit?
For, like, a little bit on Saturday. And then I went back to it, like, and did my thing. The pattern that I remembered, and then that was it.
I've been looking up, like, on YouTube stuff you can do to, like, just get your hands used to things. Yeah. So I've been doing the, like, all the way up, all the way back down, like, all the way up the keyboard, and then all the way back down, I guess, to, like, get finger control. Yeah. Wait. I love it when we get it.
I just don't know if I'm ready for those jokes yet. It's different when I have an actual contender. You know what I mean?
Oh. It's still funny.
Of course it is. But I also have to check if she still thinks that's funny on air.
Well, I guess we'll figure out later if I need to cut all that out. If we're gonna cut there, I'll just restart at the piano part. I'll just restart right here.
Yeah, we've been
fucking around on a piano. Trying to learn that. I love when we get like a musical instrument. We went crazy with ukuleles. Honestly, should bust that back out. Crazy with the lightsabers. But we just go crazy for a new fucking thing. Honestly,
yeah, I like a thing.
We love a new thing.
Yeah, these are my things.
Yeah, so I love that. I love when we like act like fucking children. Love it. Sometimes I pop out like when I'm feeling childish. I make that joke where I'm like, "Does anybody like blue Gatorade?" And
it's much better when you're in the water.
To say something like that, that's when I'm like I think happiest with my friends.
So that's one of the things you like to do during playtime?
Is ask about Gatorade, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, what are?
I love blue Gatorade, actually.
What do you like to do during playtime? Drink Gatorade?
No, not during playtime. Well, actually, sometimes during playtime. You know, I like a little special Gatorade during my playtime. A
little sparkly one?
Enhances my playtime, honestly, one might say. What do I like to do with my friends during playtime? I do miss rolling around on my skateboard. And I miss doing the surf skate. That one's really, really fun.
I just got a new skateboard.
Yeah, we need to fucking bust that out.
I know.
For some reason, it's like really warm weather in February. So
it's not warm enough today. It's like 40. I thought it was going to be 70 today. I don't know why I thought that.
I was too lazy. Like, I had not planned that, and I wore my slides with no fucking socks on the way over here. So my dog's freezing that entire drive, and I was like, why did I not get socks on?
You were settled in.
I like sport-related activities, too. Not just, like, doing the creative stuff, like, where we're just fucking around with, like, painting. Oh, my God.
Oh. God bless you.
I had spit caught in my throat. I was not sneezing. No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, sports-related activities. So I got to do some pickleball on Sunday. I think it was Sunday.
It don't matter. It was over the weekend.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
On a day off.
I got to play pickleball. That was amazing. Kicked his ass too because like I didn't know if he was gonna be able to play because he broke his foot. So like, but it was like good for it's like good for him to do that. And yeah, that was fun. Had a really good time. Damn, I hate that it's like work. It's cold. It was cold. I wanted to play some pickleball today. To be honest,
balling.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back into my balling.
I also love dancing with my friends.
We used to boogie.
We used to get to boogie in. We don't do that no more.
I mean, we still can,
but we don't.
What's your question? What do you have?
What are some things you're feeling hopeful about?
Hopeful.
That are giving you hope.
That doesn't look good when I like pause so long for like hopefulness.
I wrote stuff down, but I did the same thing when I was like having to write down.
Genuinely do have to think. Say the question again.
What are some things that are feeling hopeful to you right now?
Feeling hopeful to me as of right now.
Giving you hope as a person.
And you guys are gonna make fun of me. It's like my brain automatically was like, well, you're constipated. So how hopeful are you really feeling? I'm hopeful that fucking smoothie will do its job. I'm fucking hopeful of the new connections that I've been making in the past, like honestly, just beginning of the year and just what we're doing at work too. Just I'm interacting with some people more often than I usually do, so that's like, it's just nice having more human connections just in general, because I know people don't have enough of those.
Yep.
What else am I hopeful about? What else?
You got it.
Can you go maybe?
Yeah.
If something pops up, I'll say something.
Well, it is very difficult right now to be hopeful, I will say.
That's why I was saying like littler things. Like I can't think big picture.
Yeah, and I'm gonna preface this. Like I know we've been really political, but like I don't know how you can be a person that cares a lot about other people and not be right now with how just awful everything's going.
Everything.
And I really, when we were talking about this episode, I was like, I don't want to go super political the whole time, but like it's on my mind.
It comes up
so
constantly
heavy right now because it's affecting everything. It feels like maybe I'm just like chronically online, but I don't think so. Like this is gonna have like a lot of real world effects. But anyway, hopefulness. I think it's really nice that as a generation we've all been so deeply traumatized together that we all react by being hilarious. And I love that. The jokes, the memes.
The jokes come through.
I love that like we are all reacting by just treating people that are like not on the right side of history right now. They're completely on the blind, stupid fucking side of history right now. Like they're just the biggest losers. And we're getting so creative with the jokes. And I love it. Love it. Love it. That's bringing me so much joy. Like our generation, there's some little bullshitters in here. There's some little bullshitters, and I know some of y'all. But for the most part, we're not fucking with this stuff. We are not fucking with it. We already weren't fucking with the 40-hour work week. Like we were like, what are y'all on about?
I'm like, yeah, why does it
the way we
why
quit
do we
jobs,
look crazy like when we're like, I'm not fucking doing that because it's ridiculous.
And why are we overproduction, buddy? Overproduction, overconsumption.
I would love for everybody just chill.
Yeah, let's
chill
just all
the fuck out. Everybody just take a deep breath
and eat a
climb
grape.
a tree, have a grape, maybe a little something else with that grape, and relax. Just chill.
Chillax. Yeah, it ain't no thing. This eventually too is gonna be okay. Like it's gonna be all right at some point. We just gotta get through some rough patches.
Bucking.
Whoa,
that's what I'm like. That's what's getting me through. That's what's getting
like
me
a mechanical bow. Bucking. I didn't write this down, but also I just looked at my sweet little cat sleeping snug as fuck under my Christmas tree. It's still up. And you know what? We still have domesticated animals, and foxes and coyotes are trying to domesticate themselves. So that's also hopeful to me. Like I hope by the end of my life I have a pet fox. That'd be sick. That's a hope I have.
I actually like have so many notes about foxes in this notebook like right now.
Are you dead ass?
I am.
Why?
Remember that time I was doing like all that research for like that fucking. You ready for this? Their bushy tail helps maintain balance while jumping, chasing worms themselves as a signal flag to communicate with fellow peers.
I need one of those to warm myself up. Tail? You'll never catch me with the tail, guys. You'll never catch me with the tail.
What else do you hope for real? Is that it?
I have 3.
Oh,
I wrote down 3. Number 2. This one's pretty good. I like this one. There is so much potential in being alive.
Oh.
So much.
I like that.
Like, no matter how bad things get, they can always just change. Always. You can wake up. There's this lyric in a Taylor Swift song, I think it's Innocent, where she says, like, it's never too late to be brand new. And I think about it all the time. Like, if you're sitting there ruminating on something that you don't like about yourself or that, like, you just think you could do better on, you can just do better on it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if it's a long process, you still got life to live. You can just do whatever. You can change how you feel, your opinion, how you handle things. You can just start working on that at any point.
Yeah, you literally can.
There's so much potential in being just alive. And there's always like new relationships to build, new things to learn, new things to do. And it's just that's a promising thought to me, is that I just have truly, we forget that we have free will. I think we can just do anything, especially as adults. Like if you're having a bad day, you can go buy an entire cake and eat that whole fucking thing if you want to. I don't know why that's what I know.
I was like, bro,
but you can.
I don't suggest it. Yeah, that's to tell you had the free will to do that. I would just say you're not gonna feel good. Like you're physically not gonna feel good after that. So
on a different
honestly,
note,
mentally too.
Yeah. Sometimes you should eat a whole cake. I can't even eat gluten, so I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, and
gluten-free cakes don't hit like that.
Bitches like that. You know what I mean?
But you could also you could hop on YouTube and just like teach yourself how to do physics too, if you wanted to. Just learn something about that. Look up art history video. Like you could just get into anything tomorrow if you wanted to.
Yeah,
the world is at your fingertips all the time, especially in this day and age. Like the library's free. You can just go outside, touch grass. Like there's just so much potential in living, and I love that one. There's so much hope in that. Do you want me to just keep going?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Hello.
Number 3, because I'm still thinking about politics. I do think that this is going to be a turning point for us. Like everything's getting really shitty, But I think that this will bring people who have been a little confused onto the right side of things because they're about to be affected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So many people are like, that's not going to get me. Well, it's got you now. And it's because you've been ignoring things. And I think now people are going to start paying attention, being a little more informed. I hopefulness.
Hope.
I hope that's where this goes. But I'm already seeing it on Facebook. And Facebook's where I see what everyone thinks about everything, especially my, older relatives. They're noticing that, egg prices are getting actually worse. That things are actually getting a lot worse. And they're like, wait, maybe I fucked up here. And, that, to me, is everything.
When somebody goes, wait.
Maybe I fucked up. Yeah. I love self-reflection so much. And that has to do with the last one, too. There's so much potential in being alive. You can change your mind at any point.
There's so much fucking strength in, a self-reflection and realizing that you're like, wait a minute. Maybe this time around, 'twas me.
Yeah.
No problem with, realizing that and, noticing and fixing that and doing something about it. And it shows how badass you are if you can do that.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want to try that out.
The left is notoriously accepting. That's what we're known for. So we'll take you. We'll take you gladly. Truly. We love when people come around, come around. Yep. And I'm thinking we're going to get a lot more empathetic because I think when people start getting affected by things, they start understanding that other people have already been being affected by things and it sucks. So
sometimes it takes it personally happening to somebody.
And it's not completely the individual's fault because we live in our society is capitalistic, which really values figuring shit out for yourself.
Yeah.
And making you have to figure everything out yourself and making it kind of actually difficult for you to figure out how to get through things.
Yeah.
And when we realize that if we help each other out, things get easier, things will get better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my last one, though.
Okay. Well, I like yours a lot, so.
Thank you.
That was very good. I don't have anything to add. I love that. Yes.
Period. Moving along. Next question.
Do you want to do one of your serious ones, or should I take one of my goofy ones?
How many goofy ones do you have?
I have 5 left.
Girl, go ahead. Go off.
Okay. If you could have a pet dinosaur, what would you... If you could have a pet dinosaur, what would you name it, and what adventures would you go on together?
Rorus.
The what? What kind of dinosaur?
This one's hard.
It's okay honestly, if you don't remember all the names, because I don't either.
Well, I was thinking I was going down the line Avatar, air, water, earth, fire. Their fire breathing dragons weren't real, were they? Were there fire breathing?
I'm not in the science department.
I don't think there were. But if there were, that's what I want. But if there weren't, which I think there weren't, I think I would just want a big ass fucking scary one. Maybe a triceratops. I feel like that'd be fun to sit on and hold on to its triceratop. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on to its triceratop. Yeah. Okay.
I think that would be fun. I would get it armored.
Rorus? Yes. That's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. Because they have those beaks too.
Yeah.
Those would hurt.
Yeah.
And they're heavy as fuck. Yeah. That one.
Okay, what adventures would you guys go on together?
First thing, I'm getting it armor in Japan. Okay. I'm taking it to Japan on a ferry boat. If there's ferry boats to Japan. Not letting that thing fly. Because planes keep going down, buddy.
Keep fucking crashing.
Yeah, that's not funny. That's actually horrible. But Karen,
yeah.
On a ferry boat, I'm taking my triceratops to Japan to get armor.
You sounded like, when you said that, you know what it sounded, in my brain, you know when you're on a car, in a car on a road trip, and then you do that thing where you're like, I'm taking this, you know that game? Where it starts with an A,
iguana,
and then B, and then C. Yeah. So the way you phrase that, I'm taking my triceratops, that's what I thought you were doing. Yeah.
To get armor.
That's pretty, it is a road trip.
It back, and I don't know what I would do. I'd probably go show some kids first thing. I'd probably go to a school.
Show it off.
And be like, guys.
This is Rorus.
This is my actual dinosaur that I have. And they'd be like, oh, you built it? No, it's real.
This is a real living dinosaur.
And then it poops in the parking lot. And I'm like,
It'd be a big fucking
that's the tax.
Poop,
clean it up. But yeah, I'd show it to some kids first because I think kids fuck with dinosaurs pretty heavy. And then I would probably do some vigilante shit, maybe. Some vigilante stuff with the dinosaur, the armored dinosaur. And I'd have armor too, like Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
I would get that kind too, and a sword.
You would get a sword.
Yeah.
And take that to a child's school.
Yes.
Show off the sword
I
in
would
your
bring
dinosaur.
a fake sword to the school, though. But I feel like the dinosaur in and of itself probably counts as a weapon.
For sure.
But I'm not doing
Which
anything.
is, like, not true. You know what I mean?
Just the parking lot.
I don't know. Keep your kids in check. You know? Like, what the fuck?
Nobody
Let's
make
not
any
be
loud
stupid.
noises, all right?
And, like, that's probably impossible for children. So.
Yeah. Slamming their books down and shit. What would you name your dinosaur?
Thank you so much for asking me, Megan. The dinosaur I would choose is a pterodactyl, and I would name him Tom, but P-T-O-M.
This is making me
because
up.
pterodactyl is spelled with a P.
Tom with a P, like P-T-O-M.
Yeah, because pterodactyl is spelled with a
You
P.
should put a P at the end, too. P-T-O-M-P. Tom.
The P's are silent.
It's giving like celebrity name.
Yeah, it only goes by Tom. Honestly, not
Last name
gendered. Like where
Haverford.
it's like call that bitch whatever you want to call that. No pronouns necessary or any pronouns necessary. That's Tom. Yeah, and
With a P.
I liked the armor thing, because it made me think of Big Hero 6 we were talking about.
This is making me picture you as the Green Goblin.
Thank you. Thank you so much. For real.
Circling down.
Should I get that little weird helmet he has?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you should laugh,
Ooh,
too.
I'll wear
What's
that
your
outfit.
evil laugh?
Stop.
I'm not gonna stop. I want to hear this evil laugh. I'll do one, too.
Should I do the one like in Friends, or should I try and go like a
In
cackle?
Friends? Like
See,
Janice's?
I reference these things and you never get them when they literally in the
That's
dark.
not my fault. Wait a minute.
When they in the dark go.
That is such a niche reference. This is not on me. If you reference the leather pants,
We have talked about this.
or like
talked
one
about
that
this
everybody
scene.
knows, I'd remember. I know.
We've quoted that scene together, guys. And you wouldn't remember that either.
Anyway, you're not getting out of the laugh.
Anyway.
You're not.
I was about to start it. That's what that was. That.
I'll pause.
How does the Green Goblin even laugh too? Because I was thinking about mimicking
Well, it's
it.
Willem Dafoe, so I feel
Hard to do his voice. Ugh. No, I'm just gonna do the
That's
other
not
one.
my evil laugh. That was my trying to do Willem Dafoe, by the way.
I can't. What is or
I like that. I like when it gives count.
flying on my pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Tom.
It does kind of look bat-like, so a vampire one would go. Well,
I don't know another sound that I could do. My cheeks are getting red from doing that.
I think I would want to do one that's like.
You do that anyways. You can't count that as like an evil. Well, that part was
Yeah.
evil.
Get it?
Not the beginning. Oh my god.
Oh.
That's atrocious. Adventures anywhere and everywhere. I have a fucking pterodactyl. I can get anywhere.
You can. You can go over the sea and the ocean. I don't know the difference. I think an ocean's bigger.
My nose is running. Yeah, oceans are a little bit bigger. Like pretty large, actually.
Like,
anyways,
so large.
You want me to ask one more before we get to one of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best part about being a kid?
Whoa.
Nah. Ooh. Nah. Ooh.
So many things. So obviously you have less autonomy, but
Well, like,
That's
as an
kinda
adult
nice when you're a
answering that
kid.
question, you think about
well, if
like
you
the
have good
things that like
parents-
fucking piss you off, like you have to do as an adult. You know, I feel like that's
Yeah.
our brain's gonna first go to that.
I don't know. It's so hard because when I was a kid, I hated being a kid. Like I didn't actually, but I didn't realize it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I wanted just to be able to do whatever I wanted so bad, and like now that I can do whatever I want, I just want to go back to being that carefree.
Well, I was thinking of the amount of like goofing around time that's given
yeah.
to you because
It's like you think, because when you're a kid and you have to do your homework, you're so annoyed you have to do your homework. And then you to being an adult and it's like doing your homework is optional, but you still have to do it. Like you still have all these responsibilities and it's more of them and they're not as fun. So I think just like the carefree aspect of being a kid and also the way you're allowed to act in public, I think I miss the most, actually, now that I'm really thinking about it. Because the way that I like are we kidding ourselves? We all want to act the way we did. Like, I want to throw myself on the floor and be like, this is fucking unfair. I hate it. And I can't because I'm an
I was
adult.
literally thinking about like when you would play hide and seek in the store, or like when you would
I was
run
gonna get
around,
to that too. Like you can have fun
and
unabashedly.
just fuck around with the shit. Yeah. Yeah.
When you're a kid, I think mainly what I'm trying to say is you can feel your emotions so openly, and you just can do that. And like now, when you get older, you're expected to like control them,
not
and you still have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with like fun or sadness or like anger. Like you just. That's crazy. I heard that in my headphones.
I also heard that in my headphones.
But yeah, that's what I miss the most is being able to just feel my feelings openly. And I've been trying to work on that, honestly, as an adult with feeling more comfortable just doing that.
Yeah.
Because we, like...
That's been a journey for me as well. Feeling the feelings.
Yeah. And then not worried about being judged in public,
and
too.
being honest about
if you want to play in public.
Yeah.
If
like,
I,
and I want to
throw the Nerf football in the toy section at Walmart, why don't you mind your business?
Yeah.
The worker comes out there like, ooh, just laugh
it's like,
it off,
I'm an adult and I have amazing hand-eye coordination, okay? Please
yeah.
don't
Are you
bother
making
me.
enough money to give a shit about this?
Yeah, and honestly,
No.
why are you even bothering? Like, just look the other way. Let
I
me
get
throw
it,
that.
though, because there's probably people that, like, hit stuff and then just leave it. And they don't know we're not those people. And why do those people exist, guys?
I say
Stop
all this and I smeared chocolate on that chair. So.
Yeah. That was an
Maybe
accident,
I am one of
though.
those.
That was a true accident.
I say again, let's get back into those childhood times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, missed that.
What you got for me?
All right. What books are on your to be read?
I've been really in a big time reading rut, and I'm still reading Akatar, but I'm still putting that in to be read because I haven't gotten through the first book, and it's like, guys, I'm like actually halfway through the book.
It took me a year to finish the first one.
Yeah,
because I hated Tamlin so much,
and I have to set time aside to actually read it, and I'm getting to the point where I do have to just force myself. So that's on there, and then I was like, I put Anna Karenina because I've tried to tackle that book 2 times. 2 times.
How
and
far
I've never
have you made it?
Quite far. Over halfway.
Are you restarting?
I'm gonna have to. Because I remember stuff that happened, but the book gives you details. Whereas the movie is just kind of summarizing. And then the book that, it focuses on some of the relationships that the movie doesn't as much. So, and I really like that story. It's so good.
I haven't watched the movie in so long that I forgot what happened. So maybe you want to book club it?
Sure.
Ooh, I'm not a slow
really want to
reader.
fucking read that? It's pretty fucking.
I'll have to see.
It's a
I'll
classic.
give it a try.
It's super old. It's a thick book. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I might read an abridged version. We'll see.
And then I also put this book called Ariadne, which is the woman who helped Theseus in the maze with the Minotaur and the string.
Is it a classic or is it a retelling?
It's like a retelling, and it's from her perspective. So I'm really excited to get that.
So it's God, what was that book called? Circe. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what started me getting into these type of Greek mythology books was
Song of Achilles is so good.
Well, yeah. And I'm so excited to see what other books she's going to come up with, because Song of Achilles was good and Circe was good in a different way. Song of Achilles, man.
Song of Achilles is...
That'll just take your heart out of your body, and it'll step on it a couple times. It'll chop it up into fine pieces, and then it'll put it into a blender.
And hurt you?
Yes. And then it'll dump it into the sea.
Yeah. I have 2 little gay books that are so fall love coded.
2 little
Call
gay
Me
books.
by Your Name and Song of Achilles. I listened to those on Audible. I've reread both of those multiple times in the spring. Those and Mamma Mia. I don't know why, but they just all give spring vibes to me, and that's coming up. Thank God.
Feelings. What is on your to be read?
Okay, I've been trying to get into essayists because I think I want to start trying to write essays, which we were going to bring that up because I think we're going to start using Tumblr for this podcast. I don't know if anyone cares that much what we're doing, but we wanted to get into...
we're going to tackle that, yeah.
Yeah. We both wanted to get into more writing endeavors and photo and just different types of creativity stuff. And we think we're going to put that stuff on Tumblr.
Yeah.
So I'll link that in the description if we've made it by the time this goes out. So I've been trying to read some essays. I've got Joan Didion and David Foster Wallace on my like go-to. So like there's Infinite Jest, A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again. Those are both like books of essays by David Foster Wallace. And he's a very interesting person. I don't remember enough about him to talk about him on the podcast right this second. Yeah. That might come up later.
I'm sure it will if we're doing this endeavor.
And the same thing with Joan Didion. Joan Didion has a few like collections of essays. I've got Slouching Towards Bethlehem and the White Album. So I'm going to try to get through both of those. I watched a documentary on her on HBO too that was super, super good. You should watch that.
I'm down to watch a documentary anytime.
So yeah, getting into more essayists. On like a lighter note, The Cruel Prince, which is like a fairy book. That one's supposed to be really good. I haven't read that one yet. And like I'm running out of those. Also kind of reading Onyx Storm slowly because the second one was hard to get through. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I do want to know what Violet's second signet is. I want to know what's gonna happen with Xaden. So, and last one, Dracula, because of Nosferatu. I really fucked hard with Nosferatu. I really liked it a lot, so I kind of wanted to read Dracula.
I peeped that. Didn't you have that?
It's over there,
right
there on the
copy?
floor.
Yeah.
I've had it since I was like 12.
Cool.
Never read it. Anyway, yeah, so that's our TBRs. You might see something about that on Tumblr.
Yeah, I'd like to tackle Tumblr.
Yep, I already have one. My user is Megan-Owens333, just like my Instagram, just like everything I got, except the ones that are cowboy like Megan. You'll never know. Moving along. Do you want me to go?
Sure.
This one's serious. This one's going to take a minute.
Bring it.
All right. Do you think everyone has a set purpose?
Okay.
And do you think you found yours if you do think that we do have those?
Okay. Oh. Everyone in the entire world. Every person?
Yeah.
Every living thing or just person? Animal?
I hadn't thought about... I was just talking about people. Because animals do absolutely serve a purpose in my head. Like, differently than people do. Animals do a lot.
Humans do a lot.
But we also do way more damage. So there's, like, also that part.
So you want me to focus on humans here. Do we all have a purpose? Honestly, I feel like an easy way to, like, answer that would be, like, yes, because for me, like, my perspective, personally, from how I'm seeing it, I'd be like, yeah, that person isn't, like, that person's purpose is to be a fucking idiot because they ran, like, they didn't signal and they almost caused a car, like, something simple like that. But, I mean, I think everybody does, but the problem of, like, finding it, knowing it, or, like, what you're capable of, that's harder. I think everybody does have a purpose, but to understand what it is, I don't think everybody gets there, like, at all.
That's true.
Honestly, the percentage is probably low. If we really think it, especially, like, now.
Serve the purpose of being a lesson to other
like
people.
I said, with the perspective, being like, yeah, you could easily just say that person's purpose was for this, blah, 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 and this reason. I could give myself all those reasons, and then I guess you could look at the other person and say something completely different, but it would still be a purpose. Then, what was they said, and have I found it? And, like, myself?
Do you think you know what you're, like, I guess purpose is kind of a harsh way to put it, but do you think you know what you're, like, we kind of already talked about this at work a little bit, but...
We did a little bit. I, for one, think it can change like that, too, your purpose. Something, like, moves you to do something, and knowing in your bones that you have to do it, like, I think that can happen quickly. I don't think there's more than one purpose for, like, me. But, like, this feels like, like, what we're doing.
Feels like a purpose.
Yeah. And, like, just with how I've been growing just from the past 5 years, I think I had a different purpose then for myself and for others than I do, like, now for myself and for others. So I think it'll probably change this year, Probably.
Yeah. That's what I kind of said too. Hold on, let me read what I actually wrote. Yeah. So I think everyone does serve a purpose. I think to an extent we get to choose our purpose, but I think sometimes our purpose is to just be a lesson. Like, I don't know, because my brain always goes to extremes with stuff like this.
I know.
Like, my brain is always like Hitler. Like, it always goes to like Hitler. And I'm like, what purpose did he serve?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he did so many atrocious things. And the world probably would have been a better place. Certainly would have been a better place if he hadn't existed.
Yeah.
But then you don't know what, like, who would have taken his place if he didn't exist. That's what my brain
also thinks of the balance. It's like...
So you need
like somebody
to see
else
like the darkness in the world to see the light, I think. Mm-hmm. And like, while it would be better if that darkness didn't exist.
Through tragedies, mistakes, bad things, you find the lessons. You understand, well, this should have been done. Well, we should. Yeah, and it sucks that there are extremes with it. Not just like you stubbed your toe because your table actually moved a fucking inch and you didn't notice. And you're like, well, like something's little like that. And then compare it to Hitler.
Something like Hitler. And then you have to think of like the people that don't do much in their entire lives, that don't have like a huge impact. Even those people that don't have a massive impact
still
make a small impact. Like every little thing you do does something. Yeah. Like I was thinking of like, there's certain things like we work with this woman at work that like saves animals, and she put all this effort into saving this like, what was it that she was trying to save? A guinea pig or like a hamster or something?
Something like that type rodent. Yeah.
And like something like that, like thinking that putting that much effort into saving such a small creature and then it like not meaning anything in the long run, what was the purpose of that action? And then it's just like to serve as a lesson of empathy, that just everything matters. Yeah. Like that touches me, even though it like didn't work out in the end. And like, I don't know, stuff like that. I think everyone does serve a purpose too. Even if you're like evil or like you don't do much, you have a purpose. But is it predestined? I don't know. I think we choose it for ourselves.
The purpose of being, I don't know about that.
And then it gets all funky.
Because like we said, it changes. It constantly, like, I mean, and maybe all of that's part of the plan too, but it's...
But like, you also have to think about how rare, like, I'm about to go so deep into this, but the fact that we even exist is crazy. Like, the Earth had to be in such a specific spot and like have oxygen, have all these things. And like, you can also put it like where we adapted to exist on the Earth. But like the fact that there's even life and we haven't found it anywhere else. And like the things we think about, it's like everything matters and nothing matters at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like everything everywhere is happening all at once. Yeah. They literally say that with the nothing matters. It's like nothing matters, but then also everything matters. Everything so you matters. Get to pick. It's like, you get to just pick and choose. The pale blue dot thing, like that picture of us so far away. Yeah, and you can look at it and be like, well, I'm so blah, 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 minuscule, tiny, nothing, yeah.
But then you have to think about how big you are next to an atom, too. So, like, that's just subjective.
Perspective.
And I don't know. It's like we are God. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the universe's consciousness experiencing itself. And we could just talk about that all day.
Well, you can cut this part out. Do you understand Megan and editing? You can cut this part out. We can come back.
Yeah, you're only as important as you make yourself.
Right.
So Something to think about, y'all. I'm gonna think about that one some more. Because I've been in a negative spiral, but like, well, I'm bringing myself out of it talking right now.
Yeah.
But, that's my last serious question. Oh, but your purpose. What do you think your purpose is? The podcast?
Well, this partially, yes. I don't want to give it just its own thing because like there's so much of me to give. So like this is definitely a purpose. I think my purpose is the relationships that I have, that I like, specifically the close ones, the inner circle ones. I don't know. I feel like it's my purpose to have these types of conversations with as many people as I possibly can. Like eventually get here with anybody who I'm talking to or who I know. I love these type of just having conversations about anything and everything with all of your feelings and being honest. I like those conversations.
I do too. I think mine, this is what I wrote down, is kind of similar, but I just wrote it in different words. Like, I feel like I'm very good with certain things. Like, I feel like I'm very good at, I've been kind of bad at it recently because I'm trying to, like, repress my emotions. But normally, I'm pretty good at, like, feeling and articulating my feelings. And I feel like I'm one of those people that I will just tell anyone anything. And, like, sometimes I think that that's a bad thing. But sometimes I also think that my ability to be comfortable
I think
talking about myself in that way makes people feel less alone.
Yeah, when somebody receives that from you, I think they're also like, it's probably like a whoa, but then it's also like, well, damn, like she's telling me all this, like that's like they're gonna do something with that, like that sometimes opens up a doorway for the other person to reciprocate in some type of way with their own feelings and thoughts.
And I think as a culture, we've gotten really weird about keeping everything very base level. And I think my purpose on this earth is to kind of deconstruct that a little bit. Because why are we not talking about anything when we talk to people? Like, connect with that other person. You know what I mean? Like, if someone asks you, like, how are you doing? Tell them how you're doing. Because odds are, if you're not doing great, they're probably not feeling great either. Like, I think a lot of us aren't feeling great right now. And trying to pretend like we all are is not doing us any good. So there's that. And, like, I odds are you're not alone in anything. And I think that's my purpose on this earth, is to just live in a way that makes other people feel comfortable living in a way that's comfortable for them. And, like, that pertains to being, like, I'm a pretty, like, not a mask, but, like, I'm a pretty, like, masculine woman in a lot of ways. Like, I'm willing to say and do things that a lot of women feel uncomfortable doing. And I think part of that is just, like, social unawareness sometimes. But I think that people seeing me act a certain way is helpful to other people. I'm kind of talking in circles now, but, like, in a way, community building. I feel like that's my purpose on this earth.
It's just make people feel less alone. Community building, like yeah. The goal has been community, but, like, the approach is always different. So.
Yeah, and I also believe that our purposes ebb and flow with our growth as people.
Sorry, I don't mean to look all uncomfortable. I just
Do you need to use the bathroom?
Yeah, I think I'm about to fucking bust.
We're gonna get through this. We're probably close to done. Well, yeah. What minute are we on? 53. What do you want to do? We can just call it, or are we going to tackle another question and Megan can edit this out? Do you need to go now? Yeah, I do. But are we going to be able to get back into, well, do you have any questions that you, like, really did want to ask? Honestly, there's not like yours. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, what's your favorite way to express yourself? What's your favorite way to spend a rainy day? Or what's your favorite part of the day? You know? I like those, though. I love those, too. That's why I wrote them down. Do you want to pick one? Yeah. I have to pee. Oh, really? Yeah, because I drink liquid.
So after all
That's
this,
so sweet of you thinking the poop would happen that fast.
I was hoping.
Yeah, it's very sweet of you. I can hit us with one question, and then we can take the quote.
Okay.
Megan, you can cut this back in.
God, this one's going to be so heavily edited.
Oh, my God. Okay. Megan. Oh, my God, I can hear that liquid so clearly. I hated that.
ASMR.
Clink the side. Why do you clink?
Oh, I told him, like...
That's pretty good. Okay. So, what's your favorite way to spend a rainy day?
Sleeping. But if I'm not sleeping, painting. I really do enjoy putting on, like, when you're painting, YouTube video and painting.
That's right. Okay, I was about to ask, what do you have, going on in the surroundings with your painting? Because there's no way you would just be painting.
I like to watch, I think I've said this on the podcast before, but I really enjoy those tech support videos by Wired. Is it Wired? I don't know. So. But I really enjoy those tech support videos where they have, like, a professional answer, like, the internet's questions about things, because you just learn so much about stuff you don't even really think about
just a little,
or care about a lot of the
short
time.
Little video that much. Just gives you
that, it gives you enough.
Yeah. To understand it, yeah.
So I watch those. The Broski Report. Love the Broski Report. Anything Brittany Broski does, really. I like sucking the fart out of her butt, truly.
She would. Sure of that.
But I love Brittany Broski. Yeah, YouTube and paint. Or a movie. But I can't really pay enough attention to a movie while painting to internalize what I need to internalize. So I try to pick something that I can just listen to.
Okay. Sounds like a good rainy day, honestly.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I got two like variations of the answer because like if I was and I can still do it now, it's just a pain in the ass. Like when you have wet clothes, it's fun stomping in the fucking puddles. I will say on a rainy day. I also like movies, but if I were to do some type of craft, I would have music on in the background, something like that. But I think more often than not, I want like a movie and I want to get cozy on my couch. But then I would also probably want to do a craft while I'm doing that. It'd probably be a movie I've seen multiple times. So
It probably would be. If it was like a light sprinkle and it was warm out, I would like to go play in it.
Yeah.
I don't do that as an adult ever, but
I
I
like
would
a light
like
sprinkle.
to.
If it's too heavy of a drop, no.
Then it's just overstimulating.
It is, and then I'm fucking soaking wet in 10 minutes.
I do like, and I know this
I
is
like a good
dangerous,
mist.
but being in a body of water while it's raining is kind of a super fun experience. Like
I've experienced
been,
that.
like in the lake.
It's been a long time
when
though.
it's raining. That is such a, like a weird thing to experience, and it's actually so fun.
Euphoric, one might say.
So if on the off chance I can pull that off, that's also super cool. With a speaker, in the water. I got a waterproof speaker at the end of last summer, and this year I'm gonna have it the whole summer. All right, do you want to do the quote? Go pee pee. Go pee pee.
Yep.
You gotta go tinky tutu.
Tinky tutu. It's just a tinky.
No tutu.
Tinky winky.
Tinky winky. Dipsy. La, la.
All right, this one is from January 7th of this year. And I have backstory on this one. It's pretty good. All
I
right,
like when there's
Austin.
backstory.
This one's for Austin. He's got a lot of sledgehammers. I need scorpions yesterday.
It's gotta be a video game. Has to be.
Yeah.
Is it a video game?
Yeah, so we were like both in the game room and like I think I was zoned out on my power washing or something like that. And he goes, he's got a lot of sledgehammers. I need scorpions yesterday. And like said it so loud and I was like,
That is
quit.
so, like, I'm not even phased. Like, I would laugh harder, but I'm so unfazed by it because I knew it was going to be Austin.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, like, and
said
he was
shit
so
like that
fucking genuine and
all the
serious. He was like,
time.
I need scorpions. I laughed. He's like, no, I need scorpions. Because he had sledgehammers. And I was like,
Can we tell the story about Carissa trying to get in your house real quick?
oh my God, if you can tackle it as fast as fuck. Fast as fuck.
Well, it's not that. It's not. Point is, Carissa couldn't get in the house. We called Austin 11 times, and she knocked on the game room window, and Rose still didn't
was
see her there.
FaceTiming me, and we saw him like on his computer, and Artemis was in the little window with her eyes. Yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
Ridiculous. Austin, that's ridiculous. But he needs scorpions yesterday. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Maybe sooner. Who knows?
Little hint for them. Damn. All you viewers out there. So many of you all.
Oh, who knows? I might let y'all down. I do often. See you guys later.